The fourth indicator of a thriving congregation, we've already talked about the importance of clarity. We've talked about developing relationships within our faith community and developing connections or relationships beyond the community. And now as we talk about the next step, it's really not only building connections, relationship with people, but we actually are talking about developing Christ-centered conversations where God is the subject of our conversation. And so often we only talk about God, and even in limited capacity in our faith community, but how does talking about faith and how it's woven into our daily lives, how does that just become part of the natural conversations, like when we talk about sports teams or the weather or our work? How does faith conversations become embedded in that? How do our families become learning laboratories, how we practice faith every day, everywhere, with everyone? And so I want you to think about this faith talk. And we don't do it that often. So often we defer to the pastor to pray. We defer to the pastor to be the expert on helping another person take that next step in their faith journey. How do we, as a congregation, equip people and help people move beyond their comfort zones to actually talk about faith, to pray publicly, to practice maybe Lectio Divina or Examen or some other meditation practice? But how are we actually giving people the tools, demonstrating these tools to them, having people share their faith testimonies at church and online and on your YouTube channel? But we need to become more comfortable with faith-related conversations. What we really have to offer our communities is the gift of relationship and also the gift of faith. And most of us are really ill-equipped to go deeper with that. So I just want you to think about, first of all, does your congregation not only practice faith at worship or at church, but do they, through messaging and communication, are they reminding people that this should be done every day, everywhere, with everyone? Do they give people the tools? Do they demonstrate practices that people can do in their household settings or on their way to work? So how do we actually give them the tools, the ideas, and the stories that inspire and motivate them to take the next step in their faith journey? But talking about faith and practicing faith is a critical indicator of a thriving spiritual community.